Well, welcome to this short video on prayer and fasting, and we hope that this video will help you to prepare to fast as a spiritual discipline in a meaningful way, that you'll really experience the power and the presence of Jesus in your life, even if you've never fasted before. So what is fasting? Fasting, the word fast simply means to be without food, to be empty, to feel hunger, and that emptiness is intentional. It's something that God can fill. And so what we're doing practically when we're fasting is we're simply creating room in our lives for God. We're creating hunger intentionally for God. Now, before we talk about the specifics of why and how to fast, if you have medical conditions that require you to eat, to take medicine, we strongly advise you not to fast without talking to your physician. And if you have conditions medically where you need to eat at certain times, again, please talk to a doctor before you continue with your fast. So let's get into this. Why do we fast? First of all, we fast for at least 4 reasons. We fast to hunger for God. That's the bottom line. We're literally saying with our bodies that God must become more and we must become less. We're intentionally placing ourselves in a place of dependence. We also fast to starve the flesh, that's our sinful nature, and to feed the spirit. Jesus was clear in his teaching that there's something in us that needs to die in order for the life of God to be raised up. And so we have things even within our body that we're resisting when we're fasting. And by not giving our body food, we are training ourselves not to be angry when we don't get what we want, but to be patient and to allow God to give us what we truly need. And so we start to discipline our spiritual desires, our emotional desires, the impulses in our physical body, in the ways that those things are aligned with the sinful nature. And we start to actually point our bodies towards God. Thirdly, we fast to intensify our prayers. And if you've never done this before, your prayer life is just going to go to another level, because you will be praying and you'll get momentum, and you'll be bringing yourself into God's presence, and he always responds to that. And finally, we fast to have solidarity with the poor. Most of our country doesn't fast the way that we will be fasting. They will be just feeling hunger out of need. And you might consider during the course of this time to pray for the poor and to set aside the money that you would have spent on meals and give that to our Care and Compassion Fund, or give it to a charity, so that we can join with the poor in love. Okay, so that's why we fast. So where do we start when we're fasting? First of all, when we start fasting, we've got to check our motives. Fasting is not twisting God's arm to say, look how much I'm suffering, God, and now you owe it to me to give me the thing that I'm asking for. That's manipulation. No, fasting is a position of humility. It's saying your will first, and it's hiding ourselves in God. Matthew 16, Jesus said, when you fast, no one must notice you except your Father, who knows what you do in private, and your Father, who sees everything, will reward you. So we're fasting to really come close to Jesus and to hear his voice and to hear his will in a new way. So our motives have got to be being completely open to God. Having said that, we need to have objectives for our fast. You need to say, Jesus, this is why I'm seeking you. I want to pray about the following things. Maybe something in your family, something in your body, asking for vision for the year, bringing a particular decision to God, or maybe just wanting to grow in an area of your character. Have specific things that you enter into this week trusting God for, and you will see him answering you in those ways, and be open to him speaking to you about stuff that's not on your list. Okay, so having determined our why, then let's talk about how we have an effective fast. First of all, you got to figure out how long you want to fast for and what form your fast is going to take. The best way to fast is to drink only water, no meals, and to do that for more than 3 days. but you will be perhaps a person who, depending on your commitment or how new you are to this discipline, you might need to start in a different place. So here's some examples. If you've never done this before, just start by fasting one full day, 24 hours. You don't eat, you drink only water, and you pray instead. And if you're doing well, then try and extend that to 3 days for the next period. We at Destiny Church love to fast for 6 days and to break our fast together on day 6. And if you can do that, great. If you've been pushing past the 3-day mark regularly, try and get to the 6-day mark. Another format that you can use is just to eat one small meal a day, and make sure that it really is small. You're denying yourself foods that you enjoy. But if you've got a physically demanding job, and especially if you're driving long distances and that sort of thing, you may need to have just a small meal every day. Give thanks to God, and that'll be a format that works for you. And so, you can find a way that works for you. In preparation for your fast, you need to stop drinking caffeine. Otherwise, you're going to get terrible headaches. You need to be aware that you will feel hungry for the first 2 days. You may even feel a little bit dizzy as your body struggles. After day 2 or day 3, your body will change and it will start to burn fat instead of glycogen. And then the feelings of hunger will go away. Also, a lot of toxins will have come out of your body. And so day 3 will be a lot easier, but be prepared for some of those physical symptoms. Doesn't mean that you're getting sick. And also just be aware that you'll be more irritable, you will feel weakness and tiredness at times. But what will happen is, especially from day 2 and 3, you will get a clearer mind, your prayer life will go to another level, and you will actually get this incredible focus even in your body. We advise drinking lots of water. You may need to add a pinch of salt for electrolytes, especially if you're getting cramps or something like that, so just to keep you healthy during that time. And so that's how you prepare yourself physically. Remember, listen to your body, and don't be a hero. If you are really struggling, have a glass of fruit juice. If you're feeling dizzy, Jesus doesn't honor your suffering. He honors the intentions of your heart, okay? And then so also just remember to prepare your calendar and to prepare your body. Make room for God. First of all, how do we make room for God? Simplify all your media. Definitely log off social media. Limit your news consumption to what's essential. Keep your communications curated so that you're not distracted using your phone. Try to intentionally put your phone to one side during the course of a week of prayer and fasting to listen and to talk to God. Whenever you would be preparing or eating meals, use that time to pray. And then make sure that you limit your physical exercise to just gentle walks. So then the important thing is also just to make time for God, to pray, extra time to pray, to read, to journal, just to be quiet. And at Destiny Church, we'll have a number of ways that you can come and pray with us corporately as well. So that's what fasting is all about. We really want to encourage you, if you've never done it before, start small, start something, try 1 to 3 days and test your results and keep going. What you can expect during a time of fasting: expect God to move, expect miracles to happen, expect to hear the voice of God, expect the Holy Spirit to do unusual things in your life. Be open to Jesus speaking to you and working even in your physical body in new ways. Something is going to happen for you. You also need to expect spiritual resistance. Every time you press into the presence of God, our enemy is going to push back. And so you may find some flare-ups from your flesh or attacks. You just need to deepen in prayer. Expect that as part of the process. Be encouraged that the battle's intensifying and push through those things. And then again, just to emphasize, think progress, not perfection. If you set out to do a 6-day fast and you are really struggling on day 3 and you decide to break your fast, don't allow condemnation in your heart. Eat a small meal, pray, assess what God has done in your life, and maybe you're going to commit for another day or another 2 days after that. Hey, listen, if there's any way that we can pray with you specifically or help you practically, please reach out to us on our WhatsApp line 060-644-0857. Jesus is going to speak to you and move during this time of prayer and fasting in your life, in our church, in our city, and he's going to plant seeds of tremendous impact and influence in us. God bless you.